talks on the radio that my mom and dad like to listen to. Learning books.
I was just a little disappointed that you didn't point out to him that 10 years ago, Bill Clinton's story was about Juanita Broderick was on the back page, page 13. They listed all the allegations first, and without, no, they backed it up first.
Right.
And then they came in with the actual, this is what happened. Instead of with Arnold,
I have an idea for you.
No, really.
Why don't you come on?
No,
you can do my show.
No.
And you can have a couple guests on. You can see how easy it is. Okay? You'll remember everything like that. A couple of times I've done some interviews, and afterward, it's just like anything. You have a conversation with an old friend, and you're like,
sure.
Oh my, how did I forget to mention the fact that the LA Times editor himself, when he quit, said the paper's biased. So that happens literally every day. Things I didn't say, like, I forgot this soundbite. But it's a long run in radio. I have 3 hours a day for my health of many years, and I'm like tough.
It wasn't a criticism.
No, but I'm so insecure. I'm insecure.
That's
What can Arnold Schwarzenegger do in California not to get bogged down in the legislature?
Arnold, well, he only has about 20% of the state budget to work with. It's going to be pretty tough for Arnold. The best thing he has going for him is that he's positive, optimistic. He's from Hollywood. He's rich, but he's not an elite. He's not a Hollywood elite because he doesn't talk down to the people. And he's pretty liberal from my standpoint. But those issues really aren't, there's not a lot of movement in those issues in the next couple of years.
But just like George Bush inherited all the problems of Bill Clinton, I think it's going to be another thing.
Well, the one thing he can do is not raise taxes, which is what Gray Davis was doing. That in and of itself is going to, at least to some small extent, spur some business activity. And I know already friends of mine, small business owners in Arizona and Nevada, are already saying, I might give it a shot again because he's there. I think the fact that he's even there has given people some hope. And I'll tell you something, when Gray Davis was there, it was like a giant sucking sound coming out of that state. Nobody wanted to be there. Necessarily so.
I mean, as unpopular as George Bush gets among the left, I think Schwarzenegger's in for a hard ride, and I don't think he's got any illusions about that. But
he is. He's in for a hard ride. But I'll tell you something: if we see the economy continuing to improve as it is now, even in the New York Times, they had to say today, economy, 5 major categories up. That is a nightmare scenario for the Democrats. Nightmare.
Is it possible to contact the Supreme Court Justice?
No. It isn't. You can send letters to the court. The court is the one institution that prides itself on not being lobbyable because they're not representatives. They're the third branch of government. They're supposed to be above legislation.
They continually not pay attention to the Constitution and write themselves out of it.
Amen.
Yeah, well, that's why some people are actually saying that it's time to revisit Marbury versus Madison, the case where the Supreme Court said that we are the final arbiters on what is constitutional in this country. Maybe there has to be a supermajority of Congress that can override the Supreme Court. That's a possibility. I'm telling you something, if things get really bad, if they start recognizing gay marriage, if they start eroding our Second Amendment rights, if they start farming out our Constitution to international tribunals, as we saw in that Texas sodomy case, Justice Kennedy cited the International Human Rights Court as authority in determining the constitutionality of that Texas statute. Think about that. If they continue to do that, I got to tell you, I'm going to push for this. I'm going to push for a supermajority requirement that Congress can override the Supreme Court. I trust people you can throw out of office more than I trust unelected judges. Yeah, I guess. It's funny how the facts get in the way of the left. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break on the Laura Ingraham Show, but thank you for being here, and I'll be happy to send you back. Okay, everyone has to have their posters. There you go. Hey, you guys, thanks for being here.
I'm talking with the lines, trying to. When I go skiing, I know we kind of alternate.
What's going on, you guys?
And so I'm trying to look at it as a skiing adventure, and I just alternate. So use ahead of me, so then she would go.